Essentially, if let's say someone in the audience now were to look at building their lives, right, from here on, building their careers and their lives.
Yes.
In this, again, in this day where technology is everywhere,
Yeah.
how do they chart their own personal lives? How do they live their lives with
Yeah,
meaning,
okay.
but also build their careers? So, in terms of, again, we technologists versus non-technologists,
Yeah.
right? If this is something new to them, hearing them for the first time, how can they open their mind and access this kind of way of thinking?
Yeah. Well, I think by being really, being really authentic to the creations that they want to create, and kind of honoring those creations for what they are, and honoring themselves for who they are. So I feel like we entrepreneurs often get trapped in this perspective that if I'm starting a company, I have to raise venture capital. And if I have to raise venture capital, my company has to look like this. And I try to remind entrepreneurs that there are lots of different ways to start companies. You don't have to raise venture capital. Venture capital might work for a very thin slice of company types out there. And so when I say being authentic to themselves and their creation, that's a tangible example of what I'm referring to, and saying, what is my company? Is venture capital right for my company? Maybe it's not. Maybe I should just be going out there and selling and using revenue to fund development, and maybe my company will grow a little bit more slowly than the person sitting over there who just got funded by a venture capitalist. But there's nothing wrong with that. And so that's what I mean when I say being authentic to themselves and their creation, instead of trying to get themselves or their creation to fit some mold that they're seeing.
So why is that such a topic that you are so that fills up so much of your mind? Has your experiences with entrepreneurs kind of shown you that a certain path was detrimental to themselves, to the companies?
Yes, I think so. I think I've seen several entrepreneurs that felt like if they aren't able, and keep in mind that most of my work is in Silicon Valley. So, there's a certain type of company, or person rather, that goes to Silicon Valley to start their company, right? So it's already, you're self-selecting in that population for a certain mindset. And I've definitely worked with CEOs and entrepreneurs who kind of refuse to accept that kind of mindset, that they should really think about what's specific to their company and themselves as far as how they should move themselves forward. And as a result, they didn't do well. And they just kind of insisted that, no, I have to fit into this mold, and if I don't, then that's it. And in some cases, they'll feel like they're a failure. And I really try to coach them through that and say, no, you're not a failure.